How is it going, everyone? I'm here solo today at the other kind of backdrop table as our main review table is preoccupied with some stuff. This is the Boox Tab Ultra cover, but this isn't just the cover, this is the one with the keyboard attached. We actually don't know anything about it. We've never gotten a working sample of it yet until now. It is magnetic, it does have a pogo pin, which is the 3 to 5 pin copper contact pins that connect to the side of the unit. This does have an English layout and it does support wake up mode. But is it Bluetooth? Does it have a Bluetooth switch on it? Does it have compatibility with any other devices outside the Ultra? We're going to figure that out right now. If I could open this, which I just figured out how. Alright, so we are going to crack this open, and thank you to Onyx once again for sending us a sample. Unfortunately, we have a lot of plastic here, not a big fan of that, but that's neither here nor there. The leather feel is really nice. I'm not sure if it's genuine leather, but it does feel like leather, and it's a pretty deep pile, to be honest. It does have a couple millimeter drop when you push in. It's like a dashboard of a car. You have this little foam protector thing to protect the magnets, and let's open it up and reveal the actual keyboard. Now, this keyboard does appear to only have the pogo pin, which is the 5-pin copper contact here. So what you would do is you line up the pins right on there. It can only fit one way, and it is all magnetic. Once you snap that to the top, it gets held in with some extremely strong magnets, so you're not going to have any issues with that. Now we're going to turn it on and start typing. So when you plug it in, the first thing that comes up are all of the keyboard shortcuts. My goodness, there are so many. This has a command button on it, so you would press and hold command and do a bunch of things. Command enter, command +1, function +2. There's so many that it's almost not really possible to learn them all. Of course, anything's possible, but it's just not feasible to remember so many keystrokes for the average person that's getting this. Most people are going to be using the touch panel. The keystrokes could be used for other things like the warm lighting, etc., but for the most part, it is just kind of nice to throw it on here and just start typing away without feeling overwhelmed by all of that. We're going to go ahead and make a new notepad and just to use text option. Now, just letting you know, when you plug this in, regardless of what the top is set at over here, it will automatically rotate it into landscape because that's the orientation in which this sits. It sits landscape. So if we go ahead and click text, we can start writing right out of the gates. There's a little bit of a learning curve because if you go Control A, it actually deletes everything. If you go Control Z, it brings it back. Instead of doing Control A to highlight, which I would originally, how it would usually work, it doesn't do that. So unfortunately, it is kind of using its own way to do things, but you can use the cursor. You can basically use it as a normal keyboard. Now, another thing is that you don't need to be stranded and exclusively in the note-taking section for the keyboard to work. We're not necessarily an advocate for this app, but we're just saying you can use any app you want. So this is Blaze Notepad, which is a very lightweight notepad application from Google Play. Yes, this is from Google Play, and I love it. It is awesome. I don't type properly. I don't do the whole proper keys on the F and H, but for the most part, or F and J that is, I'm not even sure, but for the most part you can utilize any application and you still have the ability to function with the touch panel too. So if you get a little bit overwhelmed by the keystrokes, all of the things and the shortcuts you have to remember, just remember you can always just inherently just touch it and be like, okay, well that gives me a little bit of peace of mind, and then I can bold that, I can italicize, I can copy, I can paste. You can swipe up and go to other applications. You can copy things over from your notepad over there, and you can put it on your Blaze notepad. For example, you can download Microsoft Word, as you see here. There really is no limitation because the keyboard will work under basically anything, and when you use the cursors, as you can see here, you can simply utilize the keyboard as a way to interact with the unit. So if I press enter on Blaze WordPad, I'm going to go into Blaze WordPad, and subsequently certain things will work like backs, keystrokes for shortcuts, and even escape to get out of things. So this is the keyboard in its entirety. It is very simplistic. It's easy enough to understand. It doesn't have a dedicated numpad on the right as to keep it in line with the width of the unit itself. It is a very high quality keyboard. Unfortunately, is not dual purpose for Bluetooth, but it works perfect for the Tab Ultra. For GrittyReader.com, this is Peter.